Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Lightwork2332 here. I don't know if you caught my live yesterday, but if you did, thanks for watching. I plan on doing that again sometime soon. I plan to do other videos explaining more of my journey as well as we get along here, but wanted to come on today because I haven't done a pick a card in a while, and I'm called to do so. And also, I know that you guys really like them, you really resonate with them, and that way I am able to reach as many groups of people as possible, which is, the goal here. So I've cleared the space. I got my incense on there. That is actually lemongrass, yeah, which is a good spiritual incense in case you guys are looking for any. Myrrh is good. Frankincense, there's a whole bunch, but those are really good. Sage, obviously. So I'm gonna pull a Rumi card here. I'll probably read from the Oracle deck. If you hear my son in the background, if you saw him on my live yesterday, he's playing video games, and so sometimes you'll hear him yelling in the background because he's very passionate about what he does. He's also very intuitive, very sweet, as I'm sure you saw. I had my son with a soulmate. Some people call them karmics. I don't necessarily like the karmic title, although he did serve to grow me and teach me a lot of karmic lessons for sure. So I'm gonna pick a Rumi card just to get the feel of what this pick a card is going to be about. Rumi cards are very powerful and they have a very long description in the book, so I'm just going to pick one and briefly sum it up, right? So this pick a card is going to be messages from Spirit. So Spirit, what would you like us to know right now? What is important? I also got these new Surrender to the Journey cards, or Power of Surrender cards, which I thought were so appropriate for this message. So here we go. Messages from Spirit. By the way, today is a 333 day, if you didn't know. Because it's the 30th, that's a 3-day. The third month and if you add up 2019, it's a 3-year. So that's where the 333 comes from. On the bottom of the deck, we got Sacred Soul Sister. I hope that you guys are seeing me as a Sacred Soul Sister. I see a lot of you YouTube readers as Sacred Soul Sisters that I communicate with. And it's a 10 card. The 3 + 7 = 10, which is, ends of a major cycle. And that's exactly where we are collectively at this time. I'm not going to read that one, but the card that fell out was a 22 card. 22 always reminds me of divine counterparts. It equals 4. It's called the Lion and the Deer. It looks like a feminine here, right? So I'm going to put this here for messages from Spirit. I am going to briefly read something from the book in this regard to kind of just guide us on this messages from Spirit pick a card. So it says, the Lion and the Deer, when you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair and yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Right, and that speaks of duality, right? Of oneness, transcending duality. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce, and vibrant, and you are silent, sweet, and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear. So terrified it gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministration. So then, I do not fear my own errors, for even if I stumble onto arrogance, I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succor, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love is what you give me, for you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. So let's see what the message, the guidance this oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really true anyway, that view. It was partial at best, and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far too limiting. It just won't feel true for you anymore, if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion that brings you shall be temporary to fuel the ignite divine fire within. They simmer into life, cooking you from within, bringing all of your flavors, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance, so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served upon a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary, sublime meal you shall be, how your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either and the or, and recognize instead the all. With such wild permission for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying, and exquisite. So what I'm getting from this message is oneness, right? The energy of today, 333, it's all about being one with the lower, the higher, and with source, right? And with your beloved, if you have one in the physical at this time, right? So, let's transcend. It's time to transcend duality, to integrate our shadows as part of who we are, right? And to bring forth this new us, right? This new, more evolved, more higher conscious us, right? And that's why I started my channel, right? To help us all proceed into oneness and to embody unconditional love that is the divine, right? So in this pick a card, I'm going to pick a few cards. I'm going to pick a healing card, because I feel that in this Mercury retrograde, like I mentioned yesterday in my live, we have been healing, purging old wounds that we thought we were over with. They came up again, both for the masculine and the feminine, and for star seeds and multidimensionals, all of us here, so that we are able to transcend and embody oneness, right? Purging astrological events at times bring things up on purpose to help us, ascend and move forward. So I'm going to pick a healing card for all three. What are we healing at this time? To embody oneness, to transcend duality, to be the lion and the deer, right? Both gentle and strong. Oh my God, if my son keeps screaming like that, I'm gonna have to stop this video and start again. So, bottom of the deck, temptation. If you're tempted to go back into any prior form of yourself that was less evolved, now is the time to resist temptation and embody the higher, right? So let's get a Power of Surrender card. I am in love with these cards. They're brand new. Look at how beautiful. They actually arrived while I was preparing and clearing the space for this energy, for this read. So you know that they were intended for this reading. So messages from Spirit. What do we need to surrender right now to embody oneness and to transcend in love and light? This Power of Surrender cards. Bottom of the deck, surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Yeah, don't compare yourself to others. We all came here with a divine purpose, all different, for different reasons. And we need to honor who we are as well as allow others to be who they are, right? So we're going to get a angel message here. The angels are always around, especially Archangel Raphael right now. Like I said yesterday, I was wearing green. Today I'm wearing blue. So, Archangel Michael as well. All the archangels are around us, not to be honest. The energies are prime for that. But, bottom of the deck, fresh air. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today as near to Mother Nature's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. Yes, great day to sage. We're at the end of the month. We're beginning another month. clear your house, light the incense. Let's get an archangel message here. Whoa, that one popped out and landed on one, so that was definitely meant for there. I do sometimes that I pick too many cards for this, and it makes it kind of, you know, difficult. Not difficult, but it just gives it a lot of, the messages a lot of, wow, 3 fell out, so let's just, also getting the spirit animals, because sometimes we see spirit animals in nature that guide us. Unicorn, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. I'm getting that creativity vibes a lot. I posted on Instagram today, lightwork023332, a message from the Red Mother, the Wild Red Mother from the Rumi Oracle, and it was all about embracing your creativity and striving forward. And this unicorn, this orb of light here, kind of gives me the same vibes. It's a time to be creative. It's a time to step into that creativity, and honor yourself and honor your talents, even if they seem like they're far-fetched or away from what you studied. You know, it's a good time to just engage in things that fill your heart up, that light you up as a soul, you know. So let me see what else here. Let's do the Keepers of the Light. Even though we did have a few angel cards there, let's get some. And you know what? Instead of these, I'm being called to the universe cards. So, message from the universe cards. One for here. Messages from spirit, messages from the universe, messages from source. Bottom of the deck, I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Right? So if you've been focusing on lower level energies at this time, the message from spirit is focus on what you want to grow. If you don't want more of that, you have to focus on the positive, on what you're trying to manifest, right? And then let it go and let the universe bring it for you. See, I didn't do any tarot cards, so let's do some here. Messages from spirit. And here. All right, and then we have the Two of Wands on the bottom, the waiting game. Yeah, so some of us have set our intentions, and the message from spirit is, you know, the waiting game is part of it, and part of the waiting game is releasing, right? Is allowing things to unfold naturally, allowing for the universe to step in, allowing for your manifestations to come forward, right? And so you need to let go in order to do that. Set your intentions and then let it go and forget about it. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna write down the time here for group number 1. I don't know if you guys like when I pick stones. If you do, then I'm gonna pick this Smoky Quartz for group. It's a Smoky Twin Quartz for group number 1. The time is 1340 Smoky Quartz. For group number 2, I'm gonna pick the lapis lazuli Merkaba. Lapis lazuli. And for group 3, I'm gonna pick the oh my god, this just malachite. The malachite, which is good for heart healing, healing in general. Malachite. All right, so let's get started here. So let me change the time, because with all of that, it won't be accurate if I timestamp it at 1340. All right. So the number was 1414, which to me is a 5, right? 5 is all about change, group number 1, and this appears to be what your reading is going to be about. So you pick the Smoky Quartz. Smoky Quartz is a very grounding, purifying stone. This one happens to be a twin. It has 2 of them in there. Caught my attention when I went to the store. And so here we go. Oh, wow. And actually, the Smoky Quartz is what I resonated with, so this is probably for me as well. So on the bottom of the deck, I mean, as the healing card, we got healing, right? And so you may be in a period right now of healing some wounds that came up during or Mercury retrograde, some healings from the past. You see a feminine here, she's crying, she's holding the fire, right? Healing is necessary in order for you to embody your highest vibration. So don't look at it, even if it's caused some purging like it has for her with the crying. Don't look at it as something negative. As soon as you go through that cycle, then you're able to move forward, right? And it says healing. Illness and pain in your body is a message for you to slow down, look within, and make important changes. If you're experiencing stress, feel overwhelmed, are suffering ailments in your body, or feel exhausted and depressed, it means that your body is trying to communicate with you. Your body wants you to start treating it in a more loving manner and listening to the message it is sending you. You need to become more conscious of the areas in your life that you are avoiding or suppressing. Healing takes time. It's a process. Your first step towards healing is to create a safe, loving, supportive environment where you can listen to your inner wisdom, right? So group number 1, this is your healing message is all about going within. If you've been purging, you need to rest. You need to go within. This is why you picked this pile, right? And the Smoky quartz is a very grounding stone. Go outside, ground your energy, use quartz during meditation. It also helps. I just grabbed this one while I was grabbing this card. This is another twin quartz to Lemurian quartz. From getting purify, heal your energy, right? Clear your energy in meditation. Hold a quartz while you do that. I always do. So 21, 2 + 1 is 3. Again, the oneness embodied through the mind, the heart, and the spirits. That's all what this 3-3 energy is all about. As a tarot card, you got the conflict and defeat, which is the 5 of swords, right? This person is defeated, this person is tired, this person is purging at this time. And what Spirit wants to tell you here and remind you is that you are the loving energy of the universe. And don't ever forget that. Just because you're purging and going through a time of low energy, that happens. I just saw 1717. You are the loving energy of the universe, and you're just purging what no longer serves you so that you can move on and so that you can let go of what's been bothering you. And maybe you've been suppressing it like the healing card said, and you really didn't realize that this was even there because you were feeling good, and all of a sudden, boom, you're purging, right? Mercury retrograde sends you on a tailspin. And why is that? It's because at some point you started either trying to take control of a situation or trying to suppress these feelings to be, to appear high vibrational. And the truth is that we can appear high vibrational all the time, but that's not always the case. And the group number 1, this is a sign to you from the universe, message from the universe. You are the loving energy of the universe. Anything that you are purging, you are just healing from. Okay, you're healing from some inner conflict and defeat and despair. That's what it looks like. So, oh my gosh, and then you got the seagull, and a seagull passed in front of my car yesterday, as I mentioned in my live, so I was at the beach. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. So I really resonate with this group because I feel that this past week in particular, I was really in high vibes, and it kind of took me by surprise that I still had all this deep emotional healing to do. And it happened with a tower moment and someone coming back into my life from my past, not in a romantic way, but because we have children together. And so if this has happened to you, if someone from your past has come in during retrograde or contacted you during retrograde, and it caused this conflict and defeat energy and it caused you to purge and heal, just know that this is all meant for your greater good, that this is a time for deep emotional healing, right? Use this, let it go, take deep breaths. I want you, guided by angels. I don't know if you guys watch her. She's really high vibration. I really love her. And she's really honest about what she goes through, right? And in some of her videos, she kind of right before she does, she kind of does like, she goes, wiggle your hands, wiggle your feet, release. She puts her hands up. I do this all the time during running, when I go running. Just kick your hands up to the divine in a moment of release and surrender, and say, you know what, I surrender to you, Source. I surrender to you, whatever you call your higher power, God, Jesus, Allah, whatever it may be for you. The universe, I surrender. I realize that these are wounds that need to be healed. Angels, guides, 5D and above, dragons, help me burn through these lower energies with the violet flame and help me move forward, right? And I got chills as I was saying that, because I was closing my eyes and really embodying that surrender energy, right? Guys, take a moment and do that. help yourself rest, but then don't get depressed in your home. Go outside, ground your energy, look at the water, look at the air, look at the trees, you know, but ground that energy. And again, Smoky Quartz is a great one for that, okay? So hopefully I'm making sense here, guys, and this is serving you. Tantric journey. The frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. Yeah, so this is the Sacred Geometry Activations deck. 4 + 2 is 6. You know, the number of unconditional love. If you are in a relationship and maybe that's bringing up some shadows for you related to it or related to your life, I'm not sure. I'm also looking at my yellow tulips here. I was called to the yellow ones this week. You know, that's solar plexus chakra. You know, do some clearing with the solar plexus and just understand that this is a tantric journey, right? And that we're going to go through these different cycles of purging in order to crack ancient knowledge, to heal from our past lives and to reach that state of wholeness, right? And look, exactly what I was saying. Cleanse and detoxify. This is our angel message, right? With great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, we'll help to develop life-affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow at shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries, and concerns to us and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. Yeah, this is a time for release, a time for detoxification. A lot of yellow and orange in this card, so if you want to do some sacral chakra healing, may be beneficial to you as well. Because we got tantric journey, I'm also getting the sacral chakra here. You know, you may be healing or needing clearing of the sacral chakra if any intimacy or any things involving intimacy are causing you sadness or depression or mourning at this time, right? And it's important because from the sacral chakra we manifest, so we don't want to be in an unhealthy state there, right? Then the archangel message is, wait, you know what? I think I just saw the surrender card. How appropriate. Look, more yellow here. Surrender to spirit. Group number 1, the message is so clear for you here, and it's serving me as well. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. Yeah, this is a time to clear your energy, detoxify, allow the emotional healing to occur through purging if necessary. Remind yourself that you are love. I am love. I am the loving energy of the universe, and then surrender it all to spirit. Okay? And clear your solar plexus and sacral chakra. I'm getting this a lot for group number 1. And then once you do this, archangel message, victory. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Yeah, look, more yellow, and it's like with the tulips, it's just more yellow, right? Solar plexus, guys, you know, and that's where, you know, where we feel happiness when it's in balance, right? And when we don't, we feel anxiety and worry and fear. Group number 1, I'm sensing this from you. I'm sensing it for myself as well. It's a time to release. And if you are a light worker and empath, guys, this happens, okay? If you work with people and you're helping people heal, you're gonna consume their energy sometimes. If you have people in your family that need energy healing and you come into contact with them, they will drain you of your energy. You have to cleanse and detoxify. If you're a light worker, an empath, or you're doing this spiritual work for other people, it's necessary, because you will be they will suck your energy, and you need to be able to let this go, clear your energy, and surrender to spirit about the things you want, because they are coming. Okay, you have a victory here, group number 1. Beautiful message. I hope that resonated with you all. Smoky Quartz, if it's helpful. I'm gonna go now to group number 2, 2417. And that was for those of you who picked lapis lazuli, the Merkaba. Let's go ahead and get the message here. 36, hole in your soul. I did a message earlier this week for twin flames. And this came out as the union energy, the hole in your soul. If you're not in communication with someone that you love, you might feel like there's a hole in your soul. But remember that any feeling that we have that manifests with a partner, it's usually something that we need to go within about. So your childhood wounds are creating a hole in your soul. One way your childhood wounds disrupt an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression experience as a perpetual empty feeling. If as a child you tried to make everything alright by picking up the pieces of your family dramas, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from your true feelings, needs, and desires. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads to profound loneliness and isolation, as you are always mourning your true self. This card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and neglect you felt. So group number 2, message from spirit, something that you're healing at this time is the feeling of having a hole in your soul, which is related to childhood wounds, inner child wounds. So those inner child meditations, you can go on YouTube and find some. Those are really helpful. I am whole is something good to reiterate if that's something that you're feeling. I am whole. I am love. I am divinely guided. Say these mantras when you wake up, before you go to bed, during meditation, right? So, oh wow. And for your tarot card, you got material harvest, 9 of Pentacles. So if you pick number 2 and you are in your power right now in terms of money and in the material world, congrats to you. That's awesome. Look at this yellow orb here. Again, goes with the yellow flowers. Gotta love it. If this is not you, then this is telling you to heal the childhood wounds, or maybe regarding financial issues, if there was a sense of lack in your upbringing in terms of money. There's material harvest available to you. Open yourself up to it. Surrender to it. This is the message from Spirit. You are a strong person. You are whole. The 9 of Pentacles is all about wholeness. Usually you see her, it's like the very happy woman in the card. She's by herself. She's got 9 Pentacles. She is whole, and you are whole, right? And if you haven't reached this, then it's time to heal any childhood issues regarding lack, like I said, or that you may have inherited through childhood upbringing, and to step into your material harvest, right? And if you are in that material harvest, well, just make sure that you're keeping your childhood issues in check in relations to love or anything like that, right? To relationships. So, message from the universe: I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love, right? So if these feelings, inner child issues are coming up, just remember that you are a spirit having a human experience, and you're here to get closer to love, right? And so all these things are helping you embody unconditional love in its highest vibration, right? You are whole. You are love. Then for the sacred geometry activation, you got 44, universal love, which just goes on to reiterate the same thing, right? The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, our planet, and the whole of existence itself, right? You are love. We come from love. We come here to embody love, to let go of the ego, to let go of any attachments or any abandoned issues or a sense of lack that we received in childhood, if that's the case, which is what it seems like with what I'm getting and what I'm sure this is referring to. A group number 2, it can refer to finances, love, whatever that may apply to you. You're healing this, right? And you're coming back into oneness and to love, right? These things that you're purging, they're just helping you become whole by yourself, in yourself, right? Within and without. And just remember that we're all connected. So this is the activation you're getting right now. Again, 44, number of balance, a number of, if you add them, they're 8s of infinity. You're infinite, and you're limitless. You have infinite possibilities in this life. Just remind yourself that you are love, and that you're a spirit having a human experience to get closer to unconditional love, right? And then as a surrender message, and look at her, like geisha, I love it. Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response, right? So when we're embodying wholeness, right? When we're embodying wholeness and we're not in the ego, we're not speaking from a place of childhood trauma or childhood wounds, then we're embodying wholeness, right? And we wouldn't be speaking to people from a place of defensiveness. If you feel that someone is attacking you, or if you feel triggered by someone, just look at this experience. What is this experience trying to teach me? What is it showing me about myself? where am I feeling separate from the divine, right? And how can I surrender defensiveness, and that weakness that is not me, because I am universal love incarnate, right? So ask the divine, help me to surrender defensiveness. Help me to learn what this experience is teaching me about myself and my inner wounds, or my inner childhood wounds, right? And then we have, as the spirit animal, messages from spirit, mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Right, so what I'm gathering for group number 2 is that what's in balance is some inner childhood wounds. There's some defensiveness here. This is confirmation that your message from spirit is connect to the universal love, connect to your oneness with all that is. Whatever's out of balance, bring it into balance. Analyze why this is triggering you, why this is throwing you off, and where it is rooted from, if it is rooted in a childhood wound, right? And do that inner child healing. And for the Archangel message, we got brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition, right? So if you've got any ideas, if you've got any inspired action that you've been wanting to take, maybe it goes against the norm, maybe you're being triggered by people because they're not supporting this dream, just remember that, again, your spirit have a human experience. You are connected to all that is, to universal love, to universal source. And that brilliant idea has come from the angels to ignite you forward on your mission, right? And a lot of sacral chakra colors in this one as well, in solar plexus. Don't be afraid. Don't let your feelings of lack, that you're not going to have enough money. Just, you don't have to quit your job when you're compelled to do something, the one that pays your bills, right? You can do that slowly. You can develop whatever creative and brilliant idea you have is on the side, and then little by little you incorporate more of that into your life, just so that you feel secure in the process, right? Then for your last message, group number 2, there's nothing to worry about. You are safe, and the situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you, right? It's the same message. You do not have a hole in your soul. You may have some childhood wounds to get through and to heal from. Like I said, those mantras will really help. You are love. I am safe. I am love. I am divinely protected. I am in the control of the divine. There's nothing to worry about here. You just gotta surrender your defensiveness to the divine, to the angels, to whoever you resonate with. It's realize that a lot of these feelings are coming from some childhood wounds that need to be healed, but that and to help you ultimately embody oneness and connect back to universal love, right? So group number 2, I hope that resonated. Archangel Metatron this also might be past life stuff that you're dealing with, this feeling of hole in your soul. So lapis lazuli, great stone for that, helps you unlock. It could be deeper than just this life, so past life regression or inner child healings can also be beneficial to you at this time. You have the power to do this yourself. And you know what? I'm being called to the kyanite blue. This is a stone that's really good for letting go. So this might be helpful to you too, group number 2. All right, so group number 3, let me write down the time here. So malachite, this stone is all about heart healing. It's green. Archangel Raphael reminds me of this stone because he's green, that green energy. You might have had a heart activation recently. I haven't looked at any of the cards, but we'll soon see. Message from spirit. You may need some healing, some heart healing. If you've been purging anything related to emotions or relationships, it's normal. Malachite is a really great stone for this. So group number 3, let's see here. So funny that malachite happens to fall into this. Yeah. So group number 3, I'm definitely getting that this, oh yeah, for sure. Relationship healing, for sure. So if you pick number 3, you are healing from some emotional, some heart activations have caused you to purge, and you are healing from a relationship either from your past or in your present at this time, and this message from spirit is going to be related to that. So soulmate, open your heart and invite sacred love. Your soulmate is not far from you. To connect with them, you need to open your heart, call them in, and have patience. If you're not ready to accept your soulmate, keep working on self-love. You will be drawn to your soulmate like a magnet and feel an immense sense of familiarity, like you have drawn them before. Your capacity to love will increase dramatically, and you will experience higher states of consciousness. No one can touch your heart in the same way that a soulmate can. It is important to note that your soulmate will not necessarily be your partner. He or she may come in a completely different form than you have imagined, but they will offer you incredible wisdom, growth, and expansion. Be aware that we connect with our soulmates when we are ready to truly evolve and move to the next level of consciousness and life experience. We attract them into our lives when we need to open our hearts fully and learn about unconditional love. Right. Malachite, perfect if you need some heart healing in order to even imagine calling in a soulmate. 1 + 4 is 5, so there's change here with a soulmate either coming up or that you are going through at this time. Maybe you've had to let go of a relationship. If you're twin flame, maybe you decided to move on to a soulmate, or maybe this is your soulmate. This is your twin flame. This deck doesn't have a twin flame card, so also this is 5D. You see he's kind of transparent here. She feels him energetically, which is why I got the whole twin thing. You may be healing from a twin flame journey experience and moving on to soulmate, or you may be in a twin flame relationship and you're calling in your twin flame. At this time, there is change in this regard coming. You got the 5 of Pentacles, which is financial and material change, right? The 5 of Pentacles looks really different in this deck than it does in others. In other decks, I believe it looks like, being left out in the coals, if I'm not mistaken. But in this, and it also indicates that you see people walking away from a home, like covered, financial and material changes. So you may be going through some change here, or you may be heart healing, related to being left out in the cold by someone in love in the past. Malachite can help you with this. This is what you're healing at this time. And the card that we got from the universe is I choose to learn through love, right? So this experience is teaching you something, and just look at it from the eyes of love and what it was here to teach you, whatever it may be, whatever label you may put on it, right? Let's see. So as the surrender card, you got surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence, right? So maybe you've had to step back into self-love, like the soulmate healing card said, because you need to set some healthy boundaries in a relationship and you're healing from that. All these cards really make sense. So surrender to setting limits, because you have to be whole within to be able to attract a partner that's whole without, right? Then we have the blue heron. It's a spirit animal. Make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Yeah. So yeah, stand up for yourself, set limits, very similar to surrender to setting limits. Set limits, set boundaries, whatever you need to do to embody oneness again, and then you will see change, right? You got 2 5 cards here. Then we got innocence, beloved one. Everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. So if there's been a relationship here that you're healing from, remember that everyone is guiltless, and you made a contract with that person on a soul level to come here and teach you something about love, and that's why you got the choose to learn through love card. We are innocent in truth, and we are, here to get closer to unconditional love within, right? Then for the Archangel card, you got Archangel Raguel, relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So call on Archangel Raguel if you're still in this relationship, if there's still some healing that needs to be done here. Archangel Raguel will help you open everyone's hearts and, relieve that tension that's been going on so you can reach relationship harmony. And then for your sacred activation card, you got the number 8, alchemy. So this is 3, also the 3 energy, right? Mind, body, spirit, and oneness. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. Right, so, 5 is here to tell you there's some change that is occurring within your relationships right now. There's some healing occurring. Help transmute these lower level energies so you can come into relationship harmony, but also remember to have healthy boundaries, you know, so that you are not accepting any less from anyone because you were settling, right? So just make sure that, you know, you're adhering to this advice group number 3. You're going through a time of healing. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand in your truth. Surrender to, you know, setting limits and limiting beliefs. You are a magician. You are the alchemist. You remember to see every situation from a place of love and not through judgment. You know, there is change here. You are alchemizing. You have the power to do this. This is here for a reason. And you are healing for a reason so that you can reach that relationship harmony that you're seeking. Malachite for help, okay? So I hope that this resonated, group number 3 and all the groups involved. Remember that you can both be strong and gentle at the same time. This reading is all about, message from Spirit has been all about oneness and embracing duality, you know, and dissolving it and realizing that everything is here to serve us, and that we should be looking at things from a place of love and not judgment. So sending you all lots of love. I hope this message from Spirit resonated with you, and I'll be back soon. Take care.